Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, December 4, 2023, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We're having a Time for Change call this Wednesday night around 9 p.m. Eastern. You're not going to want to miss it. The major direction for this planetary population is spiritual discovery of oneself. Civilizations come and go, as we all know, throughout this universe and all connecting universes. But the ones that continue are the ones that discover who and what they are in that body. Without knowing who and what you are, and not superficially through the head, but through the heart-mind, and embracing it, and going deeper within, how can we advance? How can we grow out of conflict? You can't. That's why the boost of spiritual energies is flooding this planet right now to assist the collective consciousness on the transition from dark to light. And the more of us that decide to do that, the higher the frequencies rise. Higher the frequencies rise, more of the lower dark matter frequencies disintegrate. It's not complicated. It's very simple. We're all here. It's pretty much common. It's a simple understanding. We're here to let go of everything and find our real connection to the divine again. You see, at one time we were spot on. We had the great knowledge of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And then we got into a kind of an amnesia trap as gods, and so that's why we've been stuck for many millennia in where we're at, where we go through the cycle over and over and over and over again, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And as our frequencies continue to increase due to ourselves deciding to go within, and the photon energy field, our memories, our awareness is going to come back into the picture. Things are going to open up. To some, it may be a little disruptive for them because, after all, we're being reintroduced to who and what we are. That's what this is all about. It's really not about the technology. It's not about the wealth. It's about us understanding that we are gods in bodies to experience physical material life. And we create our experiences that we are given are created by the gods within these bodies. Heaven is within us all. Heaven is not, even though the creatures of this quadrant of this galaxy have arranged a highly extravagant holographic imaging system that convinces us as gods that the heaven is outside of us. And that is false. But in an illusion, as a god, we believe that the heaven is outside of us. It's a place that we go after we leave the body. And unfortunately, we leave the body still believing that we are the body. And that's why we keep the image of the body when we're out of the body. Now, it's kind of like everything has been reversed on us. Okay? Everything's been reversed. The truth, right? The real truth. And then the lie depicted as the truth. It can become very confusing. For amnesiaed gods. See? We are amnesia gods and physical material bodies that do not remember who and what we are. It has nothing to do with religion. I think people get spirituality connected with religion, and it's totally the opposite. It has nothing to do with religion. Religion is also outside of us. It's not in us, is it? It's created by man for ulterior motives. So when we go into meditation and we begin to understand, the reason I give such a broad range of things in the guided part of the meditation is so you can pick one and focus on it. So you have a vast array of different areas that you feel drawn to. Okay? And you choose the subject you wish to meditate on. It could be anything. What do you believe will happen when we all discover that heaven is the God that we are? And people will say, well, what about hell? We created heaven and we created hell. Where are they? Within us. People have near-death experiences. They talk about being shown hell. Every single one is completely different from the other one's view that was shown hell. Okay? What are those constructed for? Do you know what they're constructed for? Do we know? Of course. Sure we do. To control us as gods. And remember, we focus, whatever we focus on begins to materialize. We focus on it long enough, it will be. We've all been learning major life lessons, after major life lessons, after major life lessons. Killing the hard, tough inner soil inside us, just so that one day our soul can find some higher enlightened state of being. And we were created to find some way home to ourselves. So our mind is always free from all fear, resistance, stagnation, and separation. The enlightened mindset just happens when we return to the pure source of awareness that is behind the mind. When we discover the awareness behind every thought that we are thinking, we come closer to the most sacred intelligence in this universe and beyond. This is who we truly are. And the funny thing is that there's only one little tiny thing stopping us from seeing, feeling, and knowing that God is here now. And it's our own mind. What's behind the mind? Pure source of awareness is behind the mind. What is the mind? An illusion, right? That created the ego to help it and assist it. Also an illusion. So then we go further and say, so everything in front of me, everything around me, all the things I'm experiencing, this on this planet is what? An illusion. And it's not real. Very difficult. When you embrace that, not through the mind, mind's too small of a container. It's just not going to comprehend that. But when you do through the heart mind, openly, you begin to understand. So all of this leads to what? Our discovery that we are gods in the body and not the body. Okay? So doesn't it make sense that we create what we experience? People might say, and have said, well, they might say this to you. Well, how come about what's up with these random things that we all experience that, hits us like a truck in life sometimes? Where did that come from? You. Everything comes from you. And this is all about getting to know who and what we are. It isn't about all the material physical stuff. We've been there, done that for eons. We know, blindfolded, what it's all about. Okay? All of you, the reason that you come to this meditation is because you know, in your own way, certain things that the majority of the people on this planet have not gotten there yet. This is why it's so frustrating for so many of us, because we gravitate towards openness and interaction with like-minded others. And most of the time, it does show us, that most of the time, the majority of the population is asleep. In a way, asleep. Right? And so when you talk with them or communicate with them, whether it be through texting, whether it be through letters or emails or whatever, phone conversations, you immediately surmise that they're just not on the same page. And rather than be frustrated, it's like you're grateful to the fact that you are aware of this and know this, not as a judgment, but as someone, one who is watching things. Watching. We watch things. Okay. We know that none of us ever die, right? We're completely immortal. We know the bodies are temporary. We know that. Is it all over after the body? Heck no. We are infinite. We are forever. Beyond and ever. We are the essence of life. We are the essence of creation. The gods that we are the essence of all things. And it's a deep discovery for those who choose to embrace it. You can't be forced. It is up to you to determine that, not temporarily, not during rough times, but always. It's about the meditation of listening to the breath and being in a comfortable position with your body and still as a statue with no outside interruptions. If there's noises or whatever, if you have to, put earplugs in and blindfolds. Okay? So that you aren't distracted. And then you actually fall into the body deeper and much heavier, much more relaxation. And you listen. That's it. You listen. And what happens to us in that state is we realize that you have left the mind alone, you have left the ego alone. They don't exist in the now. Remember that. Worry, stress, and fear does not exist in the now. Anxiety, problems, issues do not exist in the now. It gives us the opportunity to discover who and what we are. Then we realize that all that stuff that we embrace, thoughts that aren't ours, the things that we materialize and create into our reality, are all illusions. Now, if you take life seriously, really seriously, I bet you've met others like that, where they take life, really heavy-duty seriously. They will always have issues, problems, and conflicts. Because they don't know that they're the architects. They're the builders of their own lives. And why is that? Why is that missing with many? Because they were never programmed to understand it. Just about the majority of everyone on this planet were not programmed to understand who and what they are. That's why we have so many things that are in disarray on this planet that have been going on for a very long time. Very, very long time. We can correct it. It's shifting our direction and attention to go within rather than all the times and all the lifetimes we have spent outside of ourselves. And we all know it isn't about the money, it isn't about the riches, it isn't about the wealth, it isn't about the power, it isn't about control. It's about deep, eternal love. And the irony to that is that the gods that are within these bodies are made of that energy, that frequency. Some people believe that there's no way you can maintain a feeling of bliss. That's not true. You don't maintain it, you are it. It's part of the discovery of who and what we are. You realize, I believe that most of you, or all of you realize, that when we do walk into the room with the God that we are and embrace that God full bodily, that everything on this planet changes. And we know that change is an illusion for us to experience in the physical material world. And we do. We get very attached to these bodies. Why? Well, figure it out. As gods, and it's a whole different existence. It isn't anything like material physical life at all. Nowhere near it. So you look at all the things in meditation, in this quiet time. It's a suggestion. You'll do what you want to do, but it is a suggestion. Focus on how you would feel. And remember, not through the head, but how would you feel as a God, right? And then you have the body and the physical material life. But as a God, you don't drink water, you don't eat, you don't sleep, you don't smell things, you don't touch things, you don't taste. Don't make love, okay, physically. There's no sex there, none of that. And this is the real truth. You will know this, not just by me saying it, but you'll, in that meditation, in the quiet time, you'll pick up on it. We don't have pain. We don't have suffering. We don't have hatred. We don't have greed. We don't have ego mind. We don't have emotional upheaval. We don't cry. We don't laugh. We don't eat. We don't party. Okay? We don't have holidays. And this starts to shift your understanding of really who and what you are. That suit that you're in is a temporary thing to allow us to be able to play. That's really the truth. We're here to play. That's what this planet's for, to play. God, planet, paradise. We're all gods. We are heaven on earth, literally, heaven on earth. We are the kingdom of God on earth. And this is what we do. We play. Doesn't that sound familiar to you through your heart minds? That we will play. And it's kind of because of how we've been programmed, physical material, right? We don't remember that we're here to play. And so what do? We get programmed in a totally different direction, skipping over everything that we are, and then adjusting to what we're not. So you imagine that we come into a body, we can taste, we can eat, we can make love, we can laugh, we can cry, we can have good times, we can get things. Can you see how seductive that can become to us gods? Because we all love attention as gods. And that's the nitty-gritty of it. And the other parts that are missing will come in as we go more into meditation and we start contemplating these areas. Not judging, we're just contemplating, and we're communing with the gods that we are in the bodies for the answers. And the answers come not by voices, that's bicameral right and left brain, but through feeling through the body. You know, feeling, euphoria, ecstasy. The answers come that way. And we begin to understand, we reawaken, and we start learning who and what we are, and then it literally shifts everything. There will no longer be war on this planet, conflict, hatred, greed, deception, dishonesty. It won't exist. Will we be bored? Heck no. We will create like we always do, and we will experience like we always do. But it'll be much different. Much different. And that's really what's going on this planet at this very moment, in this very now. You might ask yourself, what about the others? What about everyone else? They're not ready. God's in the bodies, still in amnesia, heavy duty, heavy veils. They're not ready. Not this lifetime. They'll come in other lifetimes. Maybe it take them another one or two or three. We just don't know. But those of us who are ready will embrace it. Without fear, without anxiety, without second guessing, without assuming, without supposizing. We will do it openly and freely, heart-mindedly. And we'll decide that. That's a decision that every one of us make. Even though we're one, okay? And the separation that's been created to give us the opportunity to do what? Experience. Jane Johnson and Bill Smith, okay? To know what it's like to be what? In an illusion of separation. There is nothing else that even compares to this journey we are on, to this self-discovery that is becoming more and more apparent on this planet. Remember, each of us affect millions. And that's very true. How do you know that? Look through the past of the planet. You can just view it for yourselves. Research it. Look at how many people Hitler led. Right? Look at how many people Alexander the Great led. Look at how many people Napoleon led. Look at how many people the Roman Empire influenced. And today, look at how many people the Mongolian Empire influences. So to believe that oneself is small and not powerful is programming. Pretty nifty, huh? So it keeps us, while we're in these bodies, small, powerless, uneventful, unchallenging. So the lower dark matter frequencies can have their way. Hate begets hate. Love begets love. The more we love ourselves deeply and eternally, the more others will begin loving themselves deeply and eternally. Most likely one of the biggest challenges that we are faced with is loving everything because of our programming. And it's so different, if you have a computer, right, and you say, okay, I want to put information on this computer, I want to put it, the hard drive is blank. Doesn't have an operating system, nothing. It is just blank. That's us as babies, as children. We are just like big, huge open vessels. And it depends on the data that is programmed into those vessels on how we operate on this planet till we leave this life. So for those that are programmed, can we clear the hard drive, so to speak, and can they reprogram themselves? Absolutely. Crucial part is, what are they going to reprogram themselves with? Where are they going to get the information? Okay? There are always teachers there are always students. Sometimes the teachers learn from the students, and the students learn from the teachers. So it's mutual. Kind of like bioactive. And many of you are going to end up being what? Guides, teachers. Not ego-mindedly wise. You'll just know. Make suggestions. This is subliminal programming. It's soft programming. You make suggestions. Our whole point is to make sure that the ones that are waking up choose to do so. Do not feel obligated to do so. And that they understand, and that they really do, they would like to be reprogrammed. And we are like the databases, okay? Most of you know what a database is. It is a large amount of information that is cycled and presented for understanding, learning, education, whatever you want to call it. This is, in a way, what we're doing. Not brainwashing, okay? That's the lower dark matter frequencies. This is it's replacing the lie with the truth. That's all it is. It's replacing the lie with the truth. You talk about advancing throughout the universe. This galaxy, connecting universes, is off the charts. So in the quiet time, what will it be like for you? Right? You kind of look through the eyes of the God that you are. Not the eyes of that body, but the eyes of the God that you are in the body. You're not evaluating, you're not judging, you're not analyzing, you're watching. And everything that we've been programmed to look out there for, right? All along has been within us. All the answers to all of our questions are within us. No matter what question we may have. And, of course, we've all been programmed to seek that which is outside of us. Seek the real power of understanding and truth outside of you. It sure as heck doesn't exist within you. You are small and powerless. Pretty much the programming. And the opposite is true. That's exciting. You can feel the excitement in your heart mind to know, not in a hurry, but excited, that you're going to rediscover this. And it's like I've shared, is that you look at the planet and you say, there's a lot of things that we can do to the planet, with the planet, for the planet, to make it as pristine as it's ever been. And interacting with the planet, the God within the planet. There's no such thing as you will discover if you haven't discovered yet. There is no such thing as the God outside of you. It simply does not exist. Period. Now that may shake some people on the planet. Duly noted. But wouldn't you rather know the truth and embrace it rather than exist in a lie? You know how you feel, right, in that body when you tell the truth or when you tell a lie. How you feel with each one of those. Self-explanatory. We are made of love. We are the highest vibrational frequency ever. That's what creates everything. That's why there's so much visual beauty. It reminds us that it's the God that we are, is the beauty. Everything that you see, feel, touch, taste is the God. It's the essence of creation. This is why I've talked about where you look in the mirror. A lot of people can't look in the mirror. They can't. They're frightened to look in the mirror. They don't care to look at themselves. They're not looking at themselves. They're seeking the God within. They have an opportunity to literally see the God within them. You discover that you're the home. You are the home. It doesn't matter where you go. You're always at home. Say. Things have been programmed into us to make us believe that you're here, right? This is home. You are home. This is your home. You're this building, right? You realize that you're the home. You are the kingdom. You are the kingdom. You are the heaven. It's not debatable. Ego mind will debate it lifetime after lifetime. But it's just a waste of time. It is a constant. How do you know that? You feel it in your heart-mind. You know it. It's like I've said over and over again, is that what? These technologies are to teach us that we have the power to do everything these technologies do for us on our own. Don't need these technologies, as other civilizations have discovered. They're teachers. Remember that. They are learning tools. So again, in the quiet time of this meditation, you have an array of things presented to you in harmony for you to feel what part of the information you wish to contemplate, you wish to meditate on. Not narrow, see? It's always wide open. Join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. Do the difficult things while they are easy. Do the great things while they are small. The journey of 1,000 miles must begin with one single step. Lao Tzu. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. We will return here Tuesday, November 5, 2023, around 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation